dari Department yang berbahagia Dato Seri Director General of Federal Territory, Director of Land and Mines, guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Has concluded an important high-level dialogue just now discussing on ASEAN Community Vision and ASEAN.
Distinguished guests, urbanization has now become the main driver of economic and social change in ASEAN. Today, almost half of ASEAN's 680 million population lives in urban areas. By 2030, this percentage is expected to exceed 55%, with the fastest growth occurring in medium and also large cities. Our cities now contribute around 80% of the region's GDP. These facts remind us that shared prosperity depends heavily on how well we manage and guide urban growth in a planned manner for the benefits of all citizens. I believe that if this growth managed well, it can become an engine for innovation, competitiveness, and improved quality of life. However, if we neglect it, it can widen social gaps, put pressures of infrastructures, and harm to the environment. Now, the pace and quality of urbanization, however, vary widely, and some cities have achieved high standards of infrastructures, public services, and economic competitiveness, while others face challenges such as congestions, inadequate housing, environmental stress, and also limited access to essential services. This diversity of realities call for strategies that uplift cities, still developing near capacity while sustaining the momentum of those already advanced, ensuring no community will be left behind. Understanding economic contribution and challenges that exist bring us to a bigger question. How will we address the pressures and opportunities that will shape the fate of ASEAN, especially the ASEAN cities in decades to come? Ladies and gentlemen, the most pressing challenge is climate change. Floods, heat waves, rising sea levels, and coastal erosions have already become a daily reality for many urban communities. Solutions such as the sponge city concept, the construction of bioswales, to filter and slow rainwater runoff, and on-site detention, or SD, drainage to control stormwater discharge, have proven effective and need to be implemented more widely. In addition to this issue, demographic change is also having a significant impact. Malaysia, like several other countries, is expected to become an aging nation by 2030, with nearly 15% of its population aged 60 and above. This situation requires cities that are elderly friendly, with easily access to healthcare, suitable public transport, and public spaces that are inclusive for all age groups. The global economic transition towards the digital economy and renewable energy also plays an important role and requires cities to be more agile, to adopt smart technologies, and to develop climate-resilient infrastructure. I estimate that cities prepared for this change will become ASEAN centers of competitiveness by 2045. Distinguished leaders, ladies and gentlemen, the future of ASEAN cities will be determined by the choices we make today. These choices will decide whether our urban environments become centers of opportunity and well-being or sources of inequality and vulnerability in the years ahead. The Chase Vision is Malaysia's contributions to this shared journey, grounded in our experience in the Federal Territories, enriched by global partnerships such as the Davos Balculture Alliance, and offered as a source of inspiration for ASEAN's collective future. As we part, let's also set our sights on building an enduring ASEAN platform where urban leaders can share knowledge, scale up proven innovations like cheese, and jointly mobilize the resources needed for transformative change. Let this be our commitment ahead of the next ASEAN gathering, so that the momentum from today's dialogue continues to grow into actions that shapes the next chapter of our region's history. With this, wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih and thank you.
Alright, thank you, Dato Seri. You may be seated below the stage. Binti Mustafa for giving us a special address. ASEAN Governance Summit Forum and the meeting of governors and mayors of ASEAN Capital 2025. We will begin our next session very shortly. High level dialogue through local action. I'd like to welcome you to the ASEAN morning session. I would like to humbly invite Yang Berbahagia Dato Seri Planner Dr. Maimunah Mohd Sharif, Mayor of Kuala Lumpur, to deliver the welcoming remarks. Please, let's together give her a very big warm welcome.
Vice Minister of the Ministry of Home Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Bandaraya Irawati Tajatari Chandra Dewi, Secretary General of YBhg, Honorable Ministers, Governors, Mayors, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, let me bring to the stage what I have observed at the local and national level, combine the innovative solution that I am familiar with from my previous role as the Executive Director of UN Habitat. But first, let me tell you that although I appreciate the privilege of serving all of you at the global level, it is good to be back as a mayor. And I'm very grateful to my Prime Minister and the Chair of ASEAN, Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, for appointing me to my current position as the Kuala Lumpur first woman mayor. It is a lot of hard work, but it is also good to be back on the front line of making our capital city more livable and livable. Let me carry out my duty by welcoming all of you to Kuala Lumpur. Welcome to Kuala Lumpur. Distinguished delegate, now that we have put the why behind us, I think we don't need to ask the why anymore. There are so many analyses, so many studies. Now, let me share the what and the how. I leave it to the expert panel to describe the when and the where. And I'm convinced that all of us share in the 17th Sustainable Development Goal, especially SDG 11, the new urban agenda, as the basis of our collective vision and partnership. What brings us together in this ASEAN Governors and Mayors Forum is the common mission of improving the quality of life for all in our rapidly urbanizing region. It is also because we want to learn from each other to serve the people better. Perhaps most importantly because we know that we need to build resilient and make future-fit cities as we have an omnibus of challenges ahead of us. Ultimately, what brings us together is the reality that we need to work hard to preserve the peace. We need to work together to better the future, and we need to partner with each other if we want to have positive impact on the ground. We are fortunate that Honorable Jose Enrique John Miraflores, Governor of Acalan Province, the Philippines, will be sharing with us the key findings from the UCLG Boracay Focus Group discussion. As such, I need not go into detail how localization will help ASEAN achieve the 4 pillars of ASEAN Community Vision, or ACV in short 2045. As governors and mayors, we all know that a vision that is not translated into an action plan and does not having a roadmap will not be resourced. So we need to have a localization roadmap for our ACV 2045. We must also realize that having the roadmap is only the first step. The second, how, is partnership. If you recall, back during the COVID-19 pandemic and its aftermath, we all said we would build back better. Are we? Well, already forgotten the incident of 2020 and waiting for another incident, maybe, hopefully not. Some of you might remember how, as Executive Director, I worked with UCLG, with ICLE, and also with other organizations to coordinate weekly meeting of mayors, sharing knowledge and coordinating policy in the face of lockdown economies. From Wuhan to Rome, from Penang to Denpasar, we eventually built a network of 1,600 cities and communities to share vital information and, I believe, life-saving protocol. Are we still doing that now, or are we become complacent? That's maybe the speakers after me will have to answer that. Let us now look at the opportunity of this panel and this forum to forge meaningful projects. This can be between cities, in a sub-region, or across thematic focus area. Having worked with cities in Latin America and Africa, I can say that a lot can be achieved at ASEAN if we take a pragmatic approach. I am advocating for zero waste, particularly as every city and community are currently expending a lot of municipal resources to dig a bigger hole, a more powerful incinerator to dispose of waste. From the city of Seberang Perai, I have learned to work with the community to achieve the target set for waste management. I am glad to say that zero waste is an important entry point for cities to share knowledge, best practices, and co-financing, and already launched towards zero waste in Kuala Lumpur recently. Finally, let me join my voice to the wider call of the ASEAN vision, particularly the call to ASEAN to support the COP30 process in Brazil. I'm very pleased that the convening of ASEAN Urban Forum and Kuala Lumpur Town Hall COP this morning is set to kick off the last 100 days towards COP30 in Belém, Brazil. Please join us to demonstrate how localization means a better urban future for all. I look forward to a robust panel discussion as we align the aspiration of each city and all our citizens towards the ASEAN Vision 2045. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you yang berbahagia.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished leaders, the ASEAN Vision 2045 cannot be accessed to the people. With the right support, our